Since its release on May 4th, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us has been chopped and dissected on social media, played on commercial breaks for Western Conference semifinal slaughters, and boomed from DJ booths at parties from London to Los Angeles and New York to Atlanta. I mean, this song is everywhere, piercing the public consciousness, and honestly, it's not surprising that it debuted at #1 on the US Hot 100. But this song is just one of the 9 that make up what someone says might just be the last great rap beef ever. That may or may not be true, but there is no doubt that the Kendrick Lamar vs. Drake rap battle has certainly taken the hip-hop world by storm and not just turned into a historic moment for rap, but also left trails of unevidenced accusations of domestic violence, secret children, and pedophilia. However, this battle didn't just happen. No, it was the climax of a Cold War that has simmered over the last decade between the two great rap titans, which finally spilled to the surface. While both artists have been throwing shades at each other in their music, the timeline of the beef can be traced to the 2023 collaboration between Drake and J. Cole's First-Person Shooter, in which J. Cole declares himself, Drake, and Lamar as the big 3 of rap. However, Lamar wasn't happy with this categorization and decided to take aim. Nobody knew about this, of course, but the world soon got to find out when producer Metro Boomin and rapper Future released a collaborative album called We Don't Trust You in March 2024. Hidden in the tracklist of the album was a song called Like That with an uncredited verse by Kendrick Lamar, and guess what? It was explosive and aimed specifically at 2 of the big 3. With a tightly wound, expletive-laden delivery, Lamar bashed Cole's verse, saying, "There was no big 3, it's just big me." But he didn't stop there. He went on to call Drake and Cole's best verses insubstantial, a light pack, and declared he was the prince to Drake's Michael Jackson. And he ended by promising to put all of Drake and J. Cole's dogs in the pet cemetery. Well, with this ending, nobody needs to tell you that a fuse was lit. Lamar's Like That certainly lit the fuse that spread into an all-out battle, but it was also a hit as it spent 5 weeks atop the Hot 100, becoming Kendrick's longest-running #1 in the process. Interestingly, J. Cole was the first to take the Kendrick bait and hit back at him on a track called 7-Minute Drill from his surprise album, Might Delete Later. "I got a phone call. They say that somebody dissing, Sat, you want some attention? It come with extensions," he rapped. He's still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons. J. Cole continued by critiquing Kendrick's discography, calling his debut a classic, but referred to his most recent effort, a sprawling double album called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, as tragic. And then he finished up by saying he still respected Lamar, but wouldn't hesitate to destroy him if the insults continued. However, immediately after releasing 7-Minute Drill, Cole realized he had just made a huge mistake, and while speaking on stage at the Dreamville Festival in North Carolina, Cole apologized for the song, praised Lamar's back catalog, and asked for forgiveness. He explained to the audience that he had caved into pressure to respond to Lamar's diss, and the result was the lamest, goofiest thing he'd ever recorded, which is very true. However, after Cole stepped down, Drake tried to reignite the fire Cole had extinguished by releasing a song called Push-Ups on April 13th, where he took aim at Lamar's height, calling him a midget and a record label puppet who's forced to collaborate with pop artists. Drake also aimed at Lamar's position in the hip-hop hierarchy, suggesting other artists had overtaken him. Within hours of Drake's diss, Rick Ross shot back in a track called Champagne Moments, alleging that Drake had undergone plastic surgery, including a nose job, fake abs, and a Brazilian butt lift. The accusation resulted in Drake's mom texting him to ask if the rumors were true. While the internet was still buzzing about Ross's aims, Kanye West sided with Kendrick Lamar, releasing a remix of Like That on April 21st, where he aimed Drake's major label record deal, suggesting he'd been shortchanged. However, despite the hits from Rick Ross and Kanye, Drake's attention was solely focused on Lamar, leading him to drop another diss track called Tailor-Made Freestyle. There, Drake suggested Lamar was too cowardly to release music in the same week as Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets Department. And to add insult to injury, Drake used artificial intelligence to deliver the insults in the voices of Lamar's heroes, Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. However, Tailor-Made Freestyle was soon deleted from social media after Shakur's estate threatened Drake with legal action. Perhaps it was the Big 3 comment, or the use of AI to mimic Shakur, or even something more personal between the two rappers. That isn't clear, but the fact is, Lamar finally responded with his retaliatory 6-minute diss track, Euphoria, released at the end of April. Let me tell you, Lamar didn't hold back at all. He went all out, going straight for the jugular and tearing into Drake's personality, identity, and public image. Lamar called Drake predictable, a master manipulator, and an habitual liar. He also repeated Rick Ross's dig about Drake's fake abs and called the star's parenting skills into question. But mostly, he said he really didn't like Drake. This is evidenced by his now famous lyrics. Let me say I'm the biggest hater. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk, I hate the way that you dress. The song resonated well with fans and was so impactful that it was used in an official TikTok video for US President Joe Biden's election campaign against Donald Trump. But Lamar didn't stop there. Less than 72 hours later, he followed up with a second song called 616 in LA, where he claimed that someone inside Drake's organization was leaking damaging information. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it, he rapped. Seeing Lamar's response, fans following the diss saw Drake as hopelessly out of his league, while Lamar was viewed as not just a talented lyricist, but a ruthless brawler who was never ever going to back down. Lamar's accusation that Drake didn't know nothing about raising a son appeared to have hit a nerve because on Saturday, May 4th, Drake shot back with a song called Family Matters, which took the feud to a whole new level. You mentioned my seed, now deal with his dad, he declared. I gotta go bad. In the song, Drake accused Lamar of infidelity and domestic violence and tore into Lamar's image as a socially conscious rapper, essentially labeling him a hypocrite. You just actin' like an activist, it's make-believe, he rapped. In an extraordinary twist, Lamar released a seemingly pre-written response in less than an hour. Meet the Grams, taking the feud down a darker road and opened with the ominous warning, "You messed up the minute you called out my family's name." The song began with Lamar directly addressing Drake's son, Adonis, and moving through the members of Drake's family one by one, throwing just about every imaginable insult. He even accused Drake of hiding a secret daughter from the public. This was viscousness to a whole new level. This time, Drake didn't respond with a diss track, but on Instagram, where he asked whoever had his hidden daughter to hand her back, and added that Lamar's claims were a shambles. Just as the tone of the discourse began to shift, Lamar dropped another diss track, Not Like Us, which doubled down on his claims that Drake and his team pursued underage women. Say Drake, I hear you like 'em young, trying to strike a chord and it's probably a minor, he rapped. 24 hours later, Drake hit back with The Heart Part 6, angrily denying the accusations and daring Lamar to reveal proof, with the implication that there was none. He also claimed to have deliberately planted the story about a secret daughter to expose Lamar's accusations as baseless. However, despite the intensity of the subject matters with allegations flying back and forth, Kendrick's Not Like Us proved more popular with listeners, who found the song catchy and clever. Drake's The Heart Part 6 was however found lacking, with one fan saying that it was a declaration of defeat. Right now, Lamar hasn't responded, and it seems the war of word has quietened, or maybe Lamar is just biding his time. However, the question lingering in the air of every commentator is, who won? Well, as far as Billboard hits are concerned, Kendrick Lamar won the culture-consuming rap beef with Drake. Some commentators also believe this as well. They agree that both Drake and Kendrick dragged each other to hell, but Kendrick won the battle. Kendrick proved he cares about the art of rap music and can do it in his sleep. He's so nuanced in the way he creates that he has earned the respect of many. However, not everybody thinks so. Rap commentators such as DJ Academics and Gilly the Kid have sided with Drake, calling him the winner. Drake was called scared for taking 2 weeks to respond to Like That, but when Kendrick takes 2 weeks to respond to Drake, everyone says he needs time, they said. Well, what about you? Who do you think is the winner? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.